Hey, how's everybody doing? Welcome back to the channel. We have a fun video for you guys today. We're going to be talking about two very interesting comments from some of my viewers that I've gotten recently. And they were talking about Jameson Williams and the QB of the future for the Minnesota Vikings. I'm going to be breaking down both those topics today. And anyways, channel news. Thank you guys so much. The support's been unreal. I love hearing from you guys in the comments. So comment down below. The pinned comment of today's video would be, would you take Jameson Williams at 12 overall if he is there and none of the other corners that you would like are there? Would you want the Vikings even touch offense in the first round? And then also I'll be breaking down the QB of the future later on this video. But anyways, it's enough talking. Let's talk about Jameson Williams and the Vikings QB of the future right now. I got a comment from Carlos F. I'll throw it up on the screen. He said we could probably still get Jameson Williams or Drake London or Traylon Burks at 20th overall. So when I got that comment, I immediately said Jameson Williams to me is the best receiver in the draft with the most value. Where the NFL is pivoting, and if you guys don't know about Jameson Williams, he's a 6'1", skinnier version of Tyreek Hill. So Jameson Williams, he was a track star in high school. He has 2 state track and field championships. And last year, before he obviously tore his ACL in the national championship game, he had 1,500 yards and 15 touchdowns. So when you watch Jameson Williams and you watch him against these other D1 athletes, I always like to see, because the best part about watching Tyreek Hill, in my opinion, is when he's going against other NFL athletes and he makes them look slow. Like, he'll make a corner who ran 4.4 in the draft look like he ran a 4.8. And I saw this clip on Twitter of Jameson Williams. He was running down the field, and he had an Auburn DB chasing him, and the Auburn DB just ran like a 4.56 in this year's combine, and Jameson Williams made him look like he ran a 5 flat. Jameson Williams, he has this breakaway speed, this over-the-top speed that we all love and we would all want our receivers to have. But that's the thing. He wins with speed a lot. And in the NFL, it's a lot more release and route running. The speed thing could be a huge advantage to a coach who needs a gadget guy like that, like a Kevin O'Connell. But my main concern with him would be his weight. He is 179 pounds, and obviously he can get that up to 190, 195 pretty easily. I mean, it's not that hard to put on 10, 15 pounds in the NFL training circle that they have and all the facilities that the Vikings have, all the nutrition and all of that. But the one problem is he is 180 pounds. And when we talk about Tyreek Hill, we always talk about his speed, but the dude is very strong. Like, you look at Tyreek Hill's body, he's got like 3% body fat, and he weighs like, he looks like he's 5'10", 220. So the only problem I could see is maybe him having a tough time getting off the line of scrimmage in jam press man coverage. But also why I like him is he's not a true X. We have Jefferson. Jefferson's our true X. And we have Thielen working out a slot, or Thielen could bump over to the Y. If we could bring in Jameson Williams at the Y and trade down in 20 and still get him, I mean, this offense would have a lot of mouths to feed. I don't think the Vikings would, but this would be one of those moves where you look at where the NFL is going, and you look at the direction of the NFL and how important having weapons are. This would be the Vikings leaning into that. And they are a very progressive organization. I could see them taking a risk on him and taking a receiver and kind of shocking the fans. And if we do trade down to 20 and best player available is Jameson Williams, I say you do it. All right, so we have the next comment from David Ditter. He said, ultimately, we have to decide which veteran to groom which rookies. Hitman, PP, or Thielen. Personally, I want to trade with the Jags their 33rd overall pick and 2023 first-round pick for the 12th overall pick. I love that. And then he said, I'd take David Ajabo at 33. I get that. That makes sense. And then best CB safety at 46. Best interior offensive lineman at 77. We need 2 first-round picks in 2023. Jags picks next year gives us best chance to getting the QB of the future without mortgaging too much to do it. When I got this comment, I was like, this is absolutely genius. And I still think it's genius. So what he's saying is, the Jags will package their second-round pick, which is pretty much a first-round pick, it's 33rd overall pick, and their first-round pick next year to move up to 12 with our pick, our 12th overall pick. This is something I've been thinking about, actually, and I didn't think about it with the Jags. I actually thought about it with the Jets. The Jets maybe want to move up and getting another first-round pick, but this does make a lot more sense with the Jacksonville Jaguars. Now, why would the Vikings do this? You could still have a late first-round pick, and you could still draft. I mean, this draft, it's It's not as deep as other years' drafts, but you could still pick up guys here and there, and there's still sleepers like David Ajabo, Trent McDuffie if he falls, Andrew Booth, where you still could get a guy you really enjoy or you really like at the 33 overall spot. And then if we're looking in the next year, this quarterback draft is not that good. And we know Kirk's got this year and next year under contract. If we could somehow have that Jacksonville pick, and let's just say they even have a good year and they end up seventh worst team. I'm saying the Jags have a good year and they end up the seventh, eighth worst team in the NFL, and we have a top 10 pick still for that quarterback and our first round pick. We could always package those two and go get a top 3 pick. So I like what he's saying, because you're setting yourself up to have an option to get away from Kirk's contract without having to trade him or go take on another big veteran quarterback contract. I absolutely love this because, hey, you got that Bama QB Bryce Young next year. I believe so. I don't know how they're doing if he needs 2 or 3 years, but there's a ton of good quarterbacks next year in that draft, way better than this year. So if you are going to go get a QB of the future, it would not be this year. I wouldn't touch a quarterback in this year's draft. You would have 2 first-round picks for next year. It's kind of genius. I don't know if Quessy was watching one of my videos and saw that comment and was like, I'm going to take note of that. Anyways, let me know what you guys think down below. Thank you guys so much for the support on the channel. As always, Skol Vikes.